What's up guys, Random Razor here with another tech video to share with you guys today, and today we are going to check out one of OtterBox's most iconic cases for the brand new iPhone 17 lineup, and that is the Defender Pro series. So of course, without further ado, let's unbox this, check it out, and give you guys my quick in-depth review. So first off, it looks like OtterBox has some brand new packaging for 2025. Simple, recyclable, and environmentally friendly. So let's pop this open. Looks like we just tear off the top here. And the first thing that we should get is the Defender case, and that looks to be it. So it looks like OtterBox made a few revisions for this year's lineup for their Defender case here. I do like how they finally introduced a cover for the camera button that Apple introduced last year versus just a single large cutout, so that's nice to see it's protected now. It is still a hybrid style case, so we got an outer rubberized silicone shell, and inside that of course we have the polycarbonate inner shell that will hold your iPhone in place. On the inside here we do have a soft foam backing to protect the back of the iPhone. And you can probably already tell this is MagSafe compatible, which is pretty impressive for such a thick case, but it's nice to see that feature implemented. So just like all the past OtterBox cases, it is a two-piece design for the inner shell. So we'll pop the frame off first. Next we'll grab my iPhone 17 Pro Max here. We'll place this on the back side first, I guess. And then we'll take the frame portion and attach it to the front. It should all just snap into place. Next, grab the outer rubberized shell, place that on top, and just kind of massage it into place so it'll fit through all the little crevices and slots. And once you're done, this is the end result. Alright, let's take a quick overview of the Defender Pro case, starting off at the top here. So we do have an excellent amount of top protection with both the polycarbonate and rubberized portion of the case wrapped around the entire border of the iPhone. You can also see here lips just above my tempered glass screen protector, and yes, this case is compatible with a tempered glass screen protector, which is a nice bonus, so we have full top protection. Take a look at the side of the case here. We do have this kind of engraved textured finish on the rubber for added grip. A cover for the power button, cover for the smart camera button. On the top here we also have that same engraved textured finish. On the other side here we do have covers for the smart button as well as the volume buttons. The covers themselves, they work pretty well. They feel like actual buttons. Nice tactile feedback. Requires a little bit of extra effort to actuate, but they aren't too difficult to use. On the bottom here we have two individual cutouts for the stereo speakers and mic. We also have two additional cutouts here for Apple's lanyard. So you can use Apple's lanyard with the Defender case, something I wasn't expecting from a third-party brand. And last but not least is this protective cover here for the USB-C port. Lastly, on the back side here, we do have a single large cutout for the camera lens module. There's also a raised plastic and rubber bumper around the module for added protection. You can also see it's compatible with my camera lens protector here, which is a nice bonus. I wasn't expecting that with such a thick case. There's also the OtterBox logo engraved on the bottom and the MagSafe logo engraved in the middle here. So here is a MagSafe charger from Apple. You can see here, works without any issues. Overall guys, I'm pretty impressed with OtterBox's Defender case for the 17 lineup. They keep refining this case year after year after year. They've had the Defender case since the iPhone 3G way back in 2009. So it's definitely a case, a very iconic case I should say, that OtterBox has been pushing out every year since the iPhone 3G. What I like about the OtterBox Defender case is that it's always been a really thick, bulky case designed for one big thing, and that is to give you the ultimate drop protective case, but still in a practical form factor that you can still use the iPhone without it feeling too much of a brick in your pocket. I do like how everything is accessible with the Defender case. All your buttons are covered but still accessible. I'm glad this year OtterBox has finally figured out a way to protect that camera smart button that Apple introduced last year. So rather than a big chunky cutout, you have an actual protective cover for that button. And I am happy to see OtterBox figured out a way to implement MagSafe even though this is such a thick case. Just for comparison's sake, here is the Apple silicone case, which is a slim style case compared to the Defender case. Now, width-wise, it's really not that much thicker. The biggest thing you're paying for is added thickness around the edges, because that's the most important part to protect your iPhone from drops. So here's a quick look at the silicone case from the back, and you can sort of tell how much thicker the edges are on the Defender case. And you also see how much taller it is as well. So it's still a thick case, but really not that much more, to the point where it's still a practical case to use. Here's a quick comparison with the commuter case that I have on the bottom here. You can see, once again, width-wise, very similar, but the thickness really comes down to the edges, which you can see it's a taller case compared to the commuter, and a little bit wider as well. So if you don't think you need all the extra drop protection capabilities of the Defender case, you can dial it down to the commuter case, which is a little bit more, I guess, practical to use, you could say. In terms of any cons or things I don't like about the Defender case, I guess the only thing I could say is because the entire outside is made of rubber, it's very similar to the Apple silicone case, where if you put it in your pocket, the fabric from your jeans, the cotton from your pants, whatever you're wearing, tends to stick to rubber. So it's going to feel not difficult, but you can feel it kind of tug on your pocket when you pull it in and out. Aside from that, there's really not much else to say about it. OtterBox has done an excellent job refining this case for the last 10 plus years. If you want true ultimate protection, not just for drops, there's also the LifeProof case, which would obviously protect your iPhone from water. But given how the iPhone does have water resistance now, I'm not really sure if it's really necessary to bump up from the Defender case to a LifeProof case. But overall, you can't go wrong with the Defender case for drop protection if you're really concerned about that. And given how fragile the iPhone is once again, since they switched from titanium to aluminum, it's really not a bad case to consider. In conclusion, guys, if you're looking for the ultimate drop protective case for the iPhone backed by a reputable brand as old as the iPhone itself, you definitely can't go wrong with the OtterBox Defender Pro series. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments about the OtterBox Defender, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, as always helps me out, and I'll see you all in the next video.